Genie was released in 2023 and was directed by Sam Boyd. It tells the story of Bernard, who's starting to struggle trying to please his wife and child. He ends up clearing dust off a magic box, which releases a genie who can grant him any wishes that he wants.
So, Genie, a film that was on Sky Cinema. It's a Sky original over here, although I believe in America it's a Peacock original. So, I was watching this with the family as it was on TV, and we all watched it. And I have to say, I didn't really know a lot about the film before going into it. I just knew it was a film with Melissa McCarthy, and Mark Moran is actually in the movie. He plays Mr. Snake in The Bad Guys. And I was curious to see the film. It looked interesting. It looked like a fun, decent, enjoyable Christmas movie. And after watching it, I'm happy to say, even the more I think about it, I actually like the film even more. I was actually very impressed, and I actually thoroughly enjoyed Genie. I actually think this is a very good film. I think it's a really good Christmas movie and definitely worth giving a chance. I think the storyline is pretty interesting. There is times where some of the jokes are a little bit corny, but I think for what the story is, it's quite interesting. It's simple, sure, but it is just a nice, heartwarming Christmas movie that has a lot of heart in the right places, likable characters, pretty well written character dynamics. They all bounce off each other very well, I think. And I just think the storyline was just pretty decent. It was very heartwarming, and it did the job right. I thoroughly enjoyed the storyline. I thought the storyline was pretty impressive. The acting is very good. Every actor does a really good job playing their characters. They really get into their roles, especially Melissa McCarthy. She does an excellent job. And I think overall the acting is very good and the visuals are pretty good too. Now, some of the CGI, there is a few use of CGI in some scenes. And I'm not going to lie, it does look pretty bad if I'm being honest. It just looks very fake. But I suppose it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. So overall, the acting and the visuals, overall the film's got some good acting and some pretty decent visuals, despite some pretty bad CGI. And the characters of the movie are actually all very likable.
I have to say, Bernard is a pretty good protagonist, and I quite enjoyed his dynamic with the other characters. Sure, his arc is quite predictable, but I enjoyed how it was written, and he's certainly very likable. His wife and kid are also pretty decent characters too, and it is nice to see them together when they're all as a family. Flora the Genie is a pretty good character too. Her dynamic with Bernard is definitely the heart of the movie, and there's a lot of funny moments with her character. She's very funny to watch in the film, and there's also a twist with her in the ending of the movie, which I'm not going to spoil, but it's very interesting on the direction of how her character is taken at the end of the film.
The other characters are pretty good too, they all serve their purpose, and no one really felt left out. I mean, apart from the main characters, the other characters aren't quite as developed, but they're still pretty good and they do serve their purpose in the narrative. The music of the film's pretty good, and overall, yeah, the Christmas music is just pretty solid. So Genie is a movie that I didn't expect a whole lot before watching it, but after watching it, I'm happy to say I actually thought it was a very good Christmas movie, and I would happily watch it again.
Overall, I have to say, I was very impressed by Genie. It's a very good film, it's got a heartwarming story, good acting, likable characters, and some very good music. This is definitely a Christmas movie that I definitely think is worth giving a chance. I'm going to give Genie an 8 out of 10.
So that's it for my review of Genie. Stay tuned for my next Christmas review, which should come out very soon. Until then, guys, take care. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for the next video. And until then, guys, take care and skidoosh.